All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with our end of day PulseWave report of yours truly, the algo capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous PulseWave price trigger reports. All right, folks. Once again, I will not be taking any requests tonight because we have approximately 40 charts to go over. Yeah, that's a lot of charts. We're going to be looking at forex. We're going to be looking at crypto. We're going to be looking at equities, and we're going to be looking at commodity futures. So we're running a full gamut tonight. Even more charts than we did last night. You know, last night's video, we looked at quite a number of charts. But this is the biggest one yet. So let's jump right into it. All right, so the first chart is nat gas. We've been following the nat gas, waiting for this market to come alive. It's in a bear market, and your bearish trend momentum reading has just gone neutralized for today, at the same time giving a rally alert. So we're going to wait and see how this thing comes out of the neutralization process, but it's looking like the market is trying to get bullish. So really watching the nat gas here to see where the direction is going to go, but it's topside the Kumo cloud. So you've had a bear market rally above the Kumo cloud, and it's always had a hard time staying above this Kumo cloud. So let's see if this time is the market's really ready to push. It's looking like it may. So this could be exciting. Next up is your Ripple XRP. So looking at XRP, it is still neutralized, and we got a few things happening that I want to show you here. So after the big explosive rally, we had a crash alert, then we had a negative bot check yesterday, and then today we get a rally alert, but this is all happening under a neutralized market right now. So after the big run up, the market is neutralized right now. So if you missed the big run up, you're going to have to wait patiently for your next buy signal to get in the market. But you're going to have to wait until it comes off neutralized, because as you know, we don't mess with neutralized markets. I mean, you can, but it's more of a grind. So, you know, it's not for the faint of heart. But if you're bored or you think you may see something or catch something, then go right ahead. But for now, you're neutralized after the big run up. Next up is Theta. Theta has been wood for a long time, man. You're in a locked-in bear market, and it tried to give you a bear market rally, and it just couldn't do it. Now it's bumped its head at the bottom of the Kumo cloud and heading lower. Much more downside to come in Theta, unfortunately. Next up is your Litecoin. So Litecoin right now is crossed over from bear market to bull market, but we've been in a correction ever since it crossed over from bear market to bull market. You got a bearish trend momentum reading. The market's parked itself right here at the top of the Kumo cloud support and is refusing to budge. We'll see where it goes from here, but the trend could reclaim the price action at any moment, and that's what you're really waiting for in situations like this. So if you're waiting for the bullish perspective, you're just waiting for the next buy signal to get long the market. Next up is wheat. Now, I have been liking what I've been seeing in the wheat and with the fundamentals, what's going on in the world. And I really think that the grain markets are going to take off and explode higher. So right now, the market is in a bear market, but it has a bullish trend momentum reading, which means the market's trying to stage another run at a bear market rally. The last bear market rally happened here, and it was a nice little run up after the giving it all back, and now it's ready to try it yet one more time. So I think this one could be a really good one. You got rampage coming up here too, so I think this market's going to have the potential to get back above $7 a bushel. So way to go, wheat. And then if it can do that, then maybe it can get back up to 750. So this market has all the potential in the world right now of what's going on globally with the food supply. Next up is soybeans. Soybeans also is trying to stage a Another run up at the bear market rally. The last bear market rally happened back here. Nice run. And then, fully corrected. And now it's trying to take off again. You see, we had the positive bot check, and you see the upward momentum there. Market's trying to get above the Kumo cloud at 1395. And I think as long as this market can get above the $14 mark, that it's wide open. You got rampage coming up here too. So there's no reason why they can't get deep in the $14, maybe even $14.50 before making a run back at $15. So again, $15 a bushel is on the table once the market can clear the $14 resistance zone. All right, and take advantage of the bullish trend momentum reading. So I have a bullish outlook on both wheat and soybeans. As far as corn is concerned, corn is the lagger right now, but it has a bullish trend momentum reading, and it's trying to stage another attempt at a bear market rally. The last one happened here before the trend reclaimed the price action and the bear market resumed. Now the market's trying to make another run at it. The first upside target, though, is going to be up here around the $5.75 to $6 mark. So you got a lot of room here to run before you get up to the bottom of the Kumo cloud resistance. And if the market can overcome that and get back above the Kumo cloud, then $6.57 a bushel is very possible. So we'll see what happens here. All right, next up is silver. So silver has the bull market thing going for it. It's north of the Kumo cloud, and you have a bullish trend momentum reading. Now, I thought that the market was about to come off, but now I see that the trend has reclaimed the price action again and given the market some stability north of the Kumo cloud here. So this one's wide open to run. I think 26 between 26 and 27 is my new upside target now for silver. And if it can get there, then I think we could see a run. We could see another 2010, 2011 situation brewing here. That would be interesting. So silver's looking like it wants to come alive here. All right, next up is the Dow futures. So the Dow futures, I showed you the DIA, the Dow ETF, and we'll look at it again tonight. And it was just totally neutralized. But it's the same chart pattern here as the futures, and now the futures is wide open. All right, and it has turned itself bullish, and we don't have the problems that we had before. We got the bullish trend momentum reading now. It has turned bullish instead of bearish. So the Dow is all systems go, and the Dow wants to now break out above resistance, which is the old bullish pointer from back here. The market's ready to take this out. I know it's hard to believe, isn't it, that we're in a situation like this where the market is ready to run and take this out. So can it happen? Oh, yeah, it sure can. It sure can. You figure we just need to hit 35,022, right? And there you go. And I think the market's getting close to that now. All right, getting close to taking out the 35,200. It got pretty close today. I think once it takes it out, it's going to be ready to run. All right, so market's wide open here, folks. Wide open. Next up is the NASDAQ 100. New 52-week highs, man, coming on a daily here in the NASDAQ. And it broke out today above the 16,000. And I think this market is ready to run. New 52-week highs yet again, and no end in sight. All right, next up is gold. Now, gold is trying to do a little something here, but you still got a bearish trend momentum reading. You hit your head and stop short right at the bottom of the Kumo cloud. I think over the next couple of days, the market price action is going to start heading lower because we're in the sell the rally mode, so gold is about to give it up. Next up is the S&P 500. Also, just like the Dow and the NASDAQ, wide open going full bore, taking advantage of the upside rampage. This market is ready just to blast off. Next up is crude oil, and you can see here that crude oil is still in a bear market and a bearish trend momentum reading to boot. I think this market, once it drops below the top of the Kumo cloud here, once that Kumo cloud, the top of the cloud support fails, this market comes back down and tests the 52-week lows. You are now in the sell the rally mode, so that's what's going to happen. The bear market rally is over for now. Next up, you have the euro, and the euro is hitting new 52-week highs as well. You have the bullish trend momentum reading. So this market is wide open too. You got a long elongated flat line here before you see some more rampage. So the market just went neutralized as of today. So we'll see what it looks like when it comes off neutralized, but it may pause here and just consolidate a little bit before attempting to make a run up towards 115. Next up is the pound sterling. So the pound sterling has topped out for the moment. You had a crash alert coming into today, and now you have a bearish trend momentum reading. I think this market's going to pull back to at least the 128 level, possibly. All right. And then from there, the next level is down here to the Kumo cloud, and that'll get you around 124 level, 125, we'll just call it 125. So 500 pip correction is possibly coming in the pound sterling. All right, the next one is the Aussie. You can see we have the bearish trend momentum reading. You see every time it gets up to the resistance, the market falls down because you're in the sell the rally mode. And now the price action is headed back down. The 66.50 is where your current support level is. And then, of course, the hard support is 66 even. I think the market wants to take that down right now, sooner rather than later. Next up is the Russell. So the Russell now has a bullish trend momentum reading, and it's running as well. It's been the weakest of the indices, and now it's coming to life and gunning for the 2,000 mark. And we'll see if it can hit that. But right now it's wide open. Next up is copper. Copper is neutralized again. This is the day 3 now that copper has neutralized itself, and it is still in a bear market. It gave us a bear market rally here, then it corrected back down, then it made another attempt. So I think it's topped out for now, and it's about to head back south. But we'll see what happens when it comes off neutralized. But copper is looking weak as well. Next up is Ethereum. All right, so looking at the Ethereum futures, we've got a bearish trend momentum reading. Price action has already fallen below the top of the Kumo cloud and is now threatening to drop below the bottom of the Kumo cloud support. Support's way down here at the 1600 level, folks. If Ethereum cannot hold that important 1900 support, then this market will be in a lot of jeopardy. All right, so the 1900 support needs to hold. All right, you can't have consecutive closes below the 1900 level because that is going to tip off profound weakness to the bots and cause the market to severely crash. Next up is Bitcoin. Bitcoin, like Ethereum, has a bearish trend momentum reading. So you're in a bull market correction at this point, officially speaking. And if it cannot hold the 30,000 psychological support, it will be in a catastrophic, potentially dangerous situation to the downside as well. It has to hold the 30,000 mark. You can't have consecutive closes below the 30,000. It will tip off the bots and it will crash the Bitcoin market. It cannot afford that at this time. So let's see what happens. Next up is a US dollar index tradable ETF. The ticker is UUP. And as you can see here, this market has crossed over from bull market to bear market officially now. Okay, you're officially in a bear market now. You still have this bullish trend momentum reading though, and I'm sure it's about to flash red here shortly. This market is dropping further and further away from that $28 resistance zone, which is marks the Kumo cloud there. And I think we're going to see further weakness, also a longer, within a longer term consolidation. So you got a $27 support line that goes all the way back here. And as long as the market can stay above it, it's just going to oscillate between $28 and $27. So that's your current situation right now with the US dollar, ticker UUP. You're in a trading zone, sideways consolidated market, supports at 27, resistance is at 28. And that's just that. It's not going anywhere at this time. Next up is the Nat Gas tradable ticker UNG. Just like the Nat Gas futures, same scenario, same everything. Got a bullish trend momentum reading here, so it's looking like this market could get interesting over the next couple of days. All right, next up is Tesla. So Tesla is also pretty super bullish up here. You got a bullish trend momentum reading in a bull market, and you got this upside rampage that's coming. The next upside target is the $300 mark. So that is what we're looking for, the initial target. Then after that, we're looking for this market to try to run up to between 320 and 350. But for right now, 300, getting closer to hitting that $300 upside target in Tesla. Next up is bonds, ticker TLT. Bumped its head at the bottom of the Kumo cloud. We got this negative bot check here. So we see a big down move coming in your bonds. You got a bearish trend momentum reading. You're in a locked in bear market. I see more downside coming, which means yields have no choice but to go higher. Taking a look at the S&P 500 tradable, the SPY ETF, and you can see here, just like its counterpart, the futures, it's wide open, bull market, new 52-week highs, upside rampage coming. I see the market taking off. Next up is silver by the way of ticker SLV. This is the silver ETF, just like its futures counterpart. This market's wide open with a bullish trend momentum reading, all happening, all price action happening above the Kumo cloud. So this one's wide open for an upside run as well. Next up is the NASDAQ 100 tradable QQQ. And you can see we hit a new 52-week high. The market's wide open. You got rampage coming up here. So this one's off to the races, just like the NASDAQ futures counterpart. Looking at crude oil ticker OIH, just a little bit different scenario than what's happening in the futures. All right. So the OIH tracks with the futures, but it can have issues due to contract rollover and things like that. But right now we have a divergence between the crude oil futures and the OIH ETF, crude oil ETF. It is bucking the trend. It has a bull market, and you have a bullish trend momentum reading to boot, and the market's just going straight up, taking advantage of the upward rampage here. This market's looking like it's not going to stop. Next upside target is 340 to 350. And this market is just wide open. Very interesting turn of events when you compare that to the futures. Looking at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is wide open too. Bull market locked in, new 52-week highs. But this gap back here made on May 25th is going to have to be reconciled at some point, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake. I don't care how high it goes from here. That the higher it goes, it means the crash is going to be even more spectacular, because we need to come back down here at some point. The market needs to come here. It cannot avoid this. It's going to have to come down here and deal with this. All right. It's going to have to deal with this, folks. There's no way around it. It's going to have to come down here and reconcile this market. All right. Got to do it. You know that this market needs to drop. It's going to have to drop and close this gap. Okay. So we know this market's coming down to drop below 379.80. All right, no matter how high it goes, it's going to have to come down to 379.80 and close that gap. So it's bullish now, but the correction is coming in NVIDIA. Next up is Microsoft. So Microsoft had a parabolic run up today. Look at this. Look at this, man. Just a super run up today. All right, so you opened at 345.68, and then you hit a high of 346.99, and then closed at 345.73. So the market is very powerful right now. It's not trying to stop. It's not trying to stop at all. And you got all the way up here to 366.78 before closing at 359.49. Super parabolic bar. Right after you got this rally alert, the following day it paused, and then the next day it exploded higher. So this market is really running, and it also made a bullish pointer on the day as well. So we know it's going to take this out. All right, so this market's wide open, but we got a problem. Like NVIDIA, we need to come down here at some point and reconcile this market. All right, this market's going to have to come down here and deal with this. All right, it's going to come back down to 295.37. All right, and right now you close at 359. So we know that this market is going to have a massive drop the higher it goes, but it's wide open right now. But this gap up was never reconciled. The market's going to have to come back down and correct that at some point. All right, next up is Meta. So Meta has a slightly different situation going on. So you had the huge run up, right? It back and filled its gaps along the way. So it doesn't have to come way down here somewhere. But what is happening is that we got a short-term top now in Meta because of the crash alert that you got on July the 12th. All right. And you got a bearish trend momentum reading. Haven't really got any downside production yet, but it's coming. And when it does, this market has the potential to drop all the way back down here to 250. All right. So, yeah, Meta is already giving us a crash alert, and we got a bearish trend momentum reading. Short-term top is in place in Meta. Is that a sign of things to come in the tech sector? Next up, we got the real estate ticker IYR ETF. We got a bearish trend momentum reading. We had a crash alert. We're starting to get that downside production now. And I do believe that the initial downside target is going to be down here to the Kumo cloud at the $83 handle. All right. $83 handle is our initial downside target. Next up is the Russell Tradable ETF ticker IWM. IWM. And we are all systems go here. As you can see, you got a bullish trend momentum reading. The gap up has already been back and filled here. So this one's wide open. And you have upside rampage here. So the Russell is really trying to come up here and make that run toward the $200. And we'll see if it can do it, get up to the $200 resistance and break through. Next up is Google. And Google is in a bull market, as you can see, but we have a bearish trend momentum reading. You have a short-term top in place after hitting fresh 52-week highs. And now the market was trying to gun for that and get back up here. But unfortunately, you had the crash alert yesterday, and then today you started getting downside production. $120 is the initial downside target on this move, followed by the $115 bottom of the Kumo cloud support. All right, in Google. Next up is gold by ticker GLD. So as you can see here, it bumped its head at the bottom of the Kumo cloud, just like the gold futures did. And we have a bearish trend momentum reading. And so therefore, this bull market It's trying to get back into trending again, but having trouble here at the bottom of the Kumo cloud. If it cannot get back above the Kumo cloud, then unfortunately, a new leg down, new lows are coming in the GLD. And I think that's exactly what we're about to see, as we've seen in the gold futures chart. Looking at the gold miners, GDXJ. So GDXJ turned bearish temporarily. Now it's turned back bullish. But again, it bumped its head at the top of the Kumo cloud before pulling back. But you got a bullish trend momentum reading. So this market does have time to give itself another push above the $40 handle. The initial upside target for this rally attempt is the $45 handle in GDXJ. Next up is the diamonds that we looked at yesterday. Notice how it's now come off of a neutralized situation and giving you the bullish trend momentum reading after hitting a new 52-week high. It's wide open to run now, and you have upward rampage coming. So you've gone off of that neutralized. So instead of being flat for 7 months, now it's saying it's ready to run. So the Dow is wide open, ladies and gentlemen. What a turn of events a day can make. Looking at Amazon, Amazon has put in a short-term top, had a crash alert here. We got a bearish trend momentum reading. $120 is the initial downside target for this move as well. Looking like Amazon, as it crossed over from a bear market to a bull market, it's now topped out already with a crash alert, and we're already starting to get downside production. Now, of course, as long as you're north of the Kumo cloud, the trend can reclaim price action at any moment, okay? But for now, we're getting that downside production already, and the market could go into a full-blown corrective mode. Now, to be fair, it went into a corrective mode here, but you didn't get any downside production follow-through. You went into corrective mode here, but you didn't get any downside follow-through. And instead, you got a rally alert and another push leg higher. So maybe that's what we're going to see again here. So the market, Amazon has been pretty resilient. But we got another issue. We got a gap on the chart from May the 11th that has not been reconciled. Notice how a lot of these in the tech sector have the same gap up moment. NVIDIA had it, and now Amazon's having it. So at some point, the markets have to come down and deal with those gaps, folks. The higher the market goes, the more colossal the crash will be back down to those gaps. Looking at Apple. Apple now has posted a short-term top with a crash alert neutralized market indicator today after yesterday's rally. And looks like the market is topped out at this point. We'll know that once we start to see some downside production. Haven't gotten downside production yet, but we do have a crash alert on a neutralized bar for tomorrow's trading. $180 is the initial downside target on the correction. All right, folks, there you go. That was a lot of charts. Whoa, tired me out, man. That's a lot. And we have even more securities than that on the report. If you go to PulseWaveTrading.com, you will see the full list that we have there of securities. We have so many. We have thousands upon thousands for you to choose from. And I think you'll find it to meet all of your needs. You just have to know what it is that you want to do, what you're looking for, and then you'll be able to pull it up easily because we have things broken down for in a way that you can see them. All right, so very intuitive. We have a lot of course material also on the website. If you go to PulseWaveTrading.com, you'll be able to see all the things that we have there. for you. And we have the 14-day trial that's being offered right now. So you're definitely going to want to take advantage of that, see how much money you can make alongside trading with us. With the reports, you'll find that these reports are very detailed, and everything that can be known, that is known, has already been factored into these charts. And we bring all of that to you so that you can see that. All right. So definitely you're going to want to give it a try. And again, 14-day free trial at pulsewavetrading.com. Prove it to yourself that you can do this. I think you're going to be very surprised at just how easy it is for you. All right, folks. So you know what it is, man. The system works if you work the system. Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I am out. Peace.